What's your thoughts on government cover-ups or covert societies attempting to control humanity? Do you believe in ancient astronauts, intergalactic communication, or extraterrestrial visitations? Ever had an experience with disembodied spirits or the paranormal universe? Are these subjects fact or fiction? Each week, Tony and Eddie explore these unbelievable realities and beyond. Exclusively on Truth Be Told.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Truth Be Told with Tony and Eddie. I'm your host, Tony Sweet, and also your world-renowned psychic and host, Eddie Connor. All right, today we're going to have a very special guest co-host in the house. We have one of the top 100 psychics in America, the one and only Voxx The Psychic is in the house. And today we have an exceptional, talented actor joining us, and guess what? He's agreed to let Voxx do a psychic reading to wrap up his interview. Actor Chris Murray is in the studio promoting his new movie, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimensions, which is released nationwide October 23rd. Chris is known for his extensive commercial work on campaigns for companies such as Budweiser, Captain Morgan, New Balance, Verizon, Weight Watchers, Renault, M&M's, and many, many more. We are thrilled to have him with us today talking about the latest installment of the Paranormal Activity franchise. Please welcome guest actor Chris Murray. All right, Chris. Hey. You know we all have to have applause. That's my alarm clock in the morning.
The audience here.
You know, they are always here. They never leave. They never go home.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on Truth Be Told. I wished Eddie was here, but today Eddie is out, but Voxx is on her way. You know, the stupid L.A. traffic is one of those things that just kind of...
Well, I just want to say it's really sweet of you to have me on here today.
Oh, no pun intended,
Nobody's
right?
ever done that before,
No,
have they?
not at all.
Okay, good.
And being from Kansas,
the
Dorothy and red slippers and all that stuff. No, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking before the show that you are from Kentucky.
I sure am.
And so before we really get into the movie, which everybody's tuning in for, and we hope that everybody sees
Everybody's gonna see it.
You're from Kentucky, so tell me how this Kentucky boy, soccer player, end up becoming an actor.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story actually. So I grew up in a pretty rural, normal family. My parents were. You know, my mom was a teacher. My dad was a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
But I was...
excuse me.
Yeah. But I was an identical twin. So I had someone that looked just like me growing up. So if you've ever been a twin, which you probably haven't, you're kind of already different.
Right.
You're kind of already a little weird. And I guess what happened was I just must have seen something on TV. I would have to ask my mom, but I said, I'm going to be an actor. And this is when I was in elementary school. So I started doing these talent shows.
Mm-hmm.
I would drag my brother up. I remember I got a joke book and then just went on stage and I think I just read every joke in the joke book with my brother.
Who's there?
And then I was Diana Ross in the Supremes one year.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I did
now
like this whole
this
drag
is a whole different
dance
story.
thing. So early on in elementary school, I guess I was a performer.
Wow!
But my parents, being in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And I was also really into sports. So we didn't really, there was no real thought that, hey, we should take young Chris to New York or LA. It just wasn't even anything that we did. So I was very much raised to, you know, I was a soccer player, like you said. I played high school soccer. I played traveling select soccer. My whole life pretty much revolved around soccer. And I was a swimmer and a baseball player. And like my brother and I were just literally since the age of 12, we didn't have babysitters. My parents were like, go outside, play, build a fort. We'll be home. So it was cool. So we had a lot of independence, my brother and I, growing up. I think they trusted us. And we, at being an identical twin, I think we just started to sort of go, as we got older, and this is now into college, we started to have trouble trying to figure out what we were going to do with our lives. And art just always seemed like maybe it's a possibility. I mean, we both went to, we started out at different colleges. We both went to Davidson College.
Oh, you didn't go to the same college?
Not at first.
Okay.
But he transferred after his freshman year. So we were playing Division I soccer. So I was playing a lot of soccer. I was studying really hard. but nothing really. I just could never see myself doing anything like professionally. It just never entered my mind,
Right.
you know. So so I got hurt one year, my junior year, and it freed me up a little bit, and I started doing some theater in college, and then I went and studied abroad and did Shakespeare in Madrid, which
Wow.
which nobody probably ever does.
I was gonna-
I was
Madrid, that's-
Demetrius in Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's great.
So then I got the bug back, right? So I had taken all this time off, but somewhere back in the brain, you know, was this feeling that I can still do this. And so I started on this sort of journey, which I guess this is sort of the first midpoint in the first act of the whole acting journey, you know. So
Right.
so then after college, I went to New York and I trained. I did clowning. I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did this thing called the Michael Chekhov technique. I don't know if it's
What is that?
It's called the psychological gesture, which is really cool for an actor.
Sounds like a horror movie.
It does sound like a horror movie. You don't actually. It's not really. It's very creative based. So if I was like, you and I were in a scene and I was really angry at you, instead of being like, how am I gonna, Chris, be angry, you know, and convey this as the character? It's like, just think of like if I had daggers shooting out of my eyeballs.
Oh, that kind of hurts. Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, it's starting to get uncomfortable.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it had all this like really cool I call it candy. This Michael just so that you know I did that, and I did Meisner, which is just it's kind of listening and responding. And to be honest, I think all the training kind of took me back from where I was naturally sort of feeling good about acting. It made me think about everything way too much. And so then I took like a 10-year break. You know, I didn't take a break, but like it was hard to get jobs, you know, and then I started doing a lot of commercials.
Yeah, you
And-
did
and
a lot
I've
of
done a lot of commercials, lots of voiceover work and lots of theater. And then now here we are, present day. I'm one of the leads in
Here you're
the
a
lead in
Yeah, the lead.
Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. So,
All right.
did that answer the? Did I talk? Did that?
I
Answer
don't
the
remember what I
question?
asked. No. So was your brother? Is he also an actor?
No, my brother's a painter. Actually.
Like house painter or
no, like fine art.
Oh, okay.
He's a fine arts. He's a fine arts painter. You know, he's sort of had many different jobs, and you know, he's put painting on the front burner, painting on the back burner. He just actually got into a residency here in LA, so he's moving from Austin, Texas, to LA actually this week.
Oh, really?
So it's gonna
That's
be really cool to see
your
my
brother,
to see my brother again, and have him like close by. You know,
Is it true what they say about twins? I mean, are you guys feel?
You know,
if they get hurt, if you get hurt and you
There's only one. There was one example. I wound up in the hospital one day. I just got really sick one morning when I woke up, and he called me, and he's like, "Are you okay?" So I was laying on the gurney, about to go in to get a spinal tap.
Oh, God.
Yeah, which they actually don't hurt.
They don't hurt? That
He
just
called
looks
me and he
like it
goes,
hurts.
I had this really weird feeling that you weren't doing well, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on a gurney in a hospital. So that was the one time that he felt something and gave me a call. I just had an odd feeling, and maybe it's not one of those feelings that you get when everything's going great.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, hey man, are you just really happy right now? Like,
Yeah.
'cause I'm just getting this sensation that you're just having an amazing time. I think it's more of the opposite. You know, if there's some sort of, but you got to believe, right?
Well,
that
you would think also if you're like, you know, are you like getting laid right now?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're really happy, dude.
Yeah, you're
I
like,
haven't seen you this
really?
happy in a long time. So yeah, I've had that once. So I got to say, personally, for me, I haven't really had any telepathic experiences. What do you call that again? ESP.
ESP, yeah.
ESP. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I mean, I totally.
saying it.
I don't totally.
Maybe you're just not paying attention.
Maybe I haven't unlocked that part of.
Well, maybe when Voxx gets here,
Hopefully, Voxx can.
So let's talk about getting to the point now where Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension.
Dementia. Yeah.
That would be a good
Tony,
one too.
you gotta get checked out,
Yeah,
buddy.
I don't remember what I was talking about. So up to that point, you were doing commercials and all that stuff. But let's talk about how you got this part. Was it something you auditioned for,
Yeah.
or did they said no, Chris Murray?
No,
That's
like
who
we
he-
saw you in that Borson cheese commercial. We need that guy. No, it was an audition like any other. I got a call from my agent to go audition, and I was it was all coded. The project now, these big studios have codes for their movies, so I didn't know what it was. It was like Triple Threat.
Oh yeah.
That's what they called it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go read for Triple Threat, and the director Greg Plotkin. They were also dummy sides, but he encouraged me to just be funny. And I also trained as an improv actor in New York.
You did?
So
Okay.
improv's also like
That's
really,
scary.
really I love it. I love being just having no script and being able to just improvise a scene. So that's what I did, and so I was sort of going more along the funny line, the funny side of improv. And there was this one part where he pulls out his computer and hits play. And it's his two kids kind of talking to me very slowly, but I didn't know they were his kids at the time.
Oh, right.
So I'm kind of like I'm just like, what, kind of like making fun of these two kids. And he goes, Chris, those are my kids.
Oh,
and I'm like,
my God.
Greg, I didn't, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. But ultimately, I think it was just that I think he saw something in the improv, and he just saw something that I think he thought fit for the character. I ended up, the project went on hiatus, so I thought I had the role. I had auditioned a couple times.
Oh, it did go on hiatus.
It did. It went on a big, like, when they were starting to make it. So this was like January of 2014. I thought I was going to be shooting in March.
Right.
Then all of a sudden it went radio silent until July. So I was like, I had to deal with, I thought I had a good big break, and then I don't have a big break. Back to the grind, and then the phone rings again, and I say, yeah, I'm totally interested. And then it was another like 3 or 4 they flew me. I was in New York at the time, so I was flying back, and I was like, I thought I had this thing in January, and here it is. I'm still going in for this thing, and
that
then
must be nerve-wracking.
It was pretty nerve-wracking. And then finally, they called and offered me the role, and I was like, okay, good.
Wow. See, that's one reason I don't think I could ever be an actor. My
It's
patience
crazy.
and
I don't think anybody really wants to be able to go through that.
Some people like that auditioning portion. I couldn't do it. When I first moved here.
You did.
Well, when I started the radio show and all this stuff, and it started getting going, and this agent said, "Hey, I could, maybe get you some work," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And they start sending me on auditions. The first one was for MTV, and I walk in, and I was probably 39 at the time. Everybody was like 20.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what am I doing
do they
here?
need a dad or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it. But yeah, I was just, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Take me off your list.
I'll go on stuff, and this is a couple years. I've stopped kind of doing the commercial thing because I felt like I got what I needed from it, and
Right.
I mean I'm not opposed anymore, but like I'm ready to do something else a little bit. But you go to these auditions, and they'd be like, we're looking for a surfer, right? And you go in this room, and I swear to God, people are in there with their surfboards in wetsuits. Sitting
getting into the part. I
I'm
guess.
like, that's I'd be like, I can't do. I can't compete with this. Like I'm just.
You kind of look like a surfer. I guess.
Sort of do look like a surfer, but I never went to that length. But I've shot lots of them.
I bet you did.
I've shot lots of them. I've traveled the world shooting commercials. Actually, I was the face of Budweiser in Ireland.
Wow, that's pretty big. That's a pretty.
It
big
was
one.
awesome. It was awesome, and then I was in this worldwide campaign for Renault Clio, and that commercial actually was voted like one of the funniest commercials.
What is that?
Renault. It's a car. It's a car
okay,
company.
okay.
And and that took me to Paris, South Africa. I was all over, so I had a lot of fun. I've actually been making a living as an actor for a while.
Right.
It's just not as public, or not as whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's like voice. I think a voice actor would be great because some of those guys make a fortune, and they can go out and do the things they need to do, and
exactly
nobody knows who
Nobody
they are.
has any idea who you are.
In fact, we had a show on here. We had the voice of Bart Simpson. She was
really?
in here, and I was like, I would not know that was Bart Simpson.
You have no idea, right? Yeah.
It was like a woman. I knew it was a woman. I just couldn't remember her face, and so
they're sort of hidden.
SpongeBob and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great. If you want, I think I'm more interested in sort of getting out there and physically doing it.
Right.
But I enjoy doing the character voices and that kind of thing. I always play the dude.
The dude.
Yeah.
I could see that. The
Always play
dude.
the dude.
The dude. All right. So, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimensions. Talk to me about
It's just one dimension, Tony.
dimension. Talk to me about the process of making this movie, because it's a franchise now, and there've been some great movies that came out of this, and so you were saying you believe that this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and don't quote me, but
Well,
I have to be proud of it. I got to say, it's unlike any other process I've ever been involved with, because they are they're pretty flexible with where the story is going or where it starts, and then they're really flexible with where it ends up going. So you could be we started and we had this whole idea for what this movie was going to be. It had a whole script written, 100 pages, and I bet one page of that script actually made it into the movie.
One page,
probably, or like a couple ideas. Maybe there was a kernel when we started shooting. They had a script, but they had a kernel of what ends up on screen.
Wow.
So for me, it was long. It was 6 weeks, and we would take a break, and then it would be like 2 weeks break for a month, and then keep coming back until they finally, till they honed in on exactly what story they wanted to tell. And we're part of that whole process. So essentially the first 6 weeks, when I look back, when I started the movie, the first 6 weeks were essentially rehearsal.
Really?
Yeah.
The first 6 weeks was rehearsal, and then
we shot 6 weeks, more or less, that was... so I mean,
wow.
I mean, maybe a couple things made it in.
Right.
But so it was pretty long. Really enjoyable though, and long. Since you're working with digital format, we're working with like pretty cheap cameras. There's no film you have to respool. So we had one take that was 38 minutes.
38 minutes
of a continuous sort of we're not cutting the
just keep
cutting
going.
the take.
Okay, do it
just
again.
keep going.
Do it again.
And then so there were some grueling moments. I got to say, I had to really act.
You're like, I actually had to act.
Yeah, no, like I don't mean that, and like I don't mean that. Don't take that wrong. It's just, you're acting a lot. I had to play a concerned dad. I have a family, and you have to act off all of these things that really aren't there. Lot. So it's actually it's a lot of work. To prepare yourself for terror all the time, and to prepare yourself for all these gradations of terror, because you can't right out of the gate just be scared.
Like
yeah, you gotta play this sort of build of what a movie needs in order to have that payoff at the end.
Okay, so you said you played a dad. Was this one of your first roles as playing a dad?
This is my first role playing a dad. I'm trying to think if I played a young dad in any. I might have played a young dad in a commercial, but this is my first young dad role. Yeah. So unfortunately, I mean, I'm a young dad.
Yeah, you're a young,
real
dad.
Young. But it was my first.
Well, I want to say that we have our amazing psychic, world-renowned psychic here in studio. Voxx is here.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Chris.
I know I'm supposed to already know that, but hey.
That's all right.
What's
She
your
filled
name?
in. This is two Chris's.
Chris number 1, Chris number 2.
Yeah. So Chris, like I said, is people just tuning in, plays the lead, one of the lead roles in the new movie releasing on October 23rd, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension.
Yep,
got it right that time.
That's it.
So going into this movie, it's kind of like American Idol. You got to see what some of these past people had to go through.
Right.
Doing your research into the paranormal side, What did you do to get ready for this role?
Well, I watched all the previous films, which I'd only seen the first one before.
Oh, yeah?
So there's this whole mythology. If you're not aware of if you haven't seen the franchise, there's this whole mythology that goes through each movie. It sort of builds. And this particular film they're saying it's the last one. So we essentially closed the loop on all of the mythology. She's shaking her head. No.
This one's going to make a lot of money. Then they're going to do another. They're going to do the prequel.
Yeah, they haven't done any prequels yet, but so essentially it deals, with the occult, and I have some, vague ideas of, pagan ritual and that kind of thing. So I did some reading, I did a lot of research, but for my character personally, it was all about this camera. Like, I was more interested in this camera, so I definitely did a lot of camera research and had to figure out what a light tube was, so that I could speak fluently about this kind of stuff.
Did that interest you, or is that just
It was a stretch. It's a stretch for me. I'm
Yeah.
not really a gadget guy,
Okay.
so I definitely had to do some gadgety like research, and then just sort of like after a couple weeks, I just had to sort of wear the shoes of the dad, which took a while to sort of harness. I always want to make everything funny, and in this case, I play sort of the concerned guy. My brother, played by Dan Gill, plays the idiot. The idiot.
So it's not like, hey, Spirit, pull my finger.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. So, but I gotta say, there's a really great dynamic in this movie between he and I, and Britt Shaw, who plays my wife, and the little girl. Like, you can really see that. So the audience will really like, you'll buy in. You'll say, this is a cool family. I want to see what I want to root for them.
Well, Britt Shaw was just on Shar Vision that's after us a few weeks ago.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Yeah, so she was in talking about the movie. But
Cool.
yeah, I love this stuff. I love the paranormal. I love spirit, and that's why I'm glad Voxx is here today, because Eddie would have loved to have been here too.
Yeah.
But is because she's a genius at all this spirit world.
Weird stuff.
Weird stuff, but in this room from 4 to 6 on Friday, it's normal.
Okay.
Yeah, so
The
called.
paranormal.
I dig the paranormal.
Yeah.
I we were talking earlier about the new alien orb that they think they found behind the moon. Have you read about
Did
this?
you hear that?
Yeah, but no, that's not real.
Oh, it's
you
not
don't
real.
think it's real? But wasn't it like Johns Hopkins or some like pretty official?
Yeah, but I'm sticking with Voxx Vision. Over it. It's
Yeah?
weird. I mean, I'm into science. I have clients that are scientists at Yale and Princeton, and people would think that just because I'm psychic and I do weird stuff that I believe everything that somebody says, and it's actually not. But let's ask the cards.
Oh yeah,
Is it real?
she's good.
Yeah,
at
okay.
the
I have a
tarot.
book called America's Top 100 Psychics. Blah blah blah.
Come on,
Shameless
show us
self-promotion.
You also own a vodka line, right?
No, they came after me. I should be suing them, but
Oh, really? They
yeah,
came
I was
after you?
Voxx before anybody was Voxx, because
really?
that's my real name.
Are you VOX or
2 X's. Neither X is silent.
No, it's not.
Voxx.
I'm just saying. All right, well, let's find out. What's the question about the orb behind the moon?
Yeah, I
If
mean,
it's-
I don't think I'm calling it the right thing. I think they're calling it like a alien colony sort of docking station.
Somebody else was telling me that
or
earlier
something.
today.
No, but they're getting a lot of attention. See, these
Is there a
scientists
new
are.
movie coming out or something?
No, but the thing is, that I think that these people like Slew.com and all, like NASA, they're starting to see the good side of weird press. So it gets people to pay attention to other things. So.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
I
what
have
they
to say
did
no.
for The Martian. The movie just happened to come out that NASA said there's water on Mars.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that a
and now they
coincidence?
found
Yeah.
a Buddha statue or Buddha formation on Mars.
Yeah, I don't
Excuse me.
believe
No.
that.
I want to believe. Yeah, I really want to believe because I'm psychic and I really want to believe. I want something to back up my weirdness and my insanity.
So you
But,
don't-
Stop the
you don't
insanity.
believe that aliens are close and monitoring us from behind the moon.
Darling, we are the aliens.
Well, I know we are the aliens.
No,
Well,
they're
I mean
not.
other aliens, of
No,
course.
I'm sorry to call you darling at such an early stage in our.
It's really sweet.
It's
He's
such an
from
early
Kentucky.
stage
He's
in our
used to that.
relationship.
you from the South too, right?
Well, my dad was from Kentucky.
Oh, you
Yeah,
was.
all right, high five. What city? Louisville.
I'm
or-
from Lexington.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, growing up, did you have any experiences? See spirits, ghosts? Anybody in your family that you heard? Because in Kentucky, there's a lot of spirits.
You know, I got to
Yeah.
say, I personally never experienced. I was scared shitless of my basement for some reason. It had a dark energy there. I just felt it, and I was always running from it when it was dark. But I don't think I ever saw a ghost. I do have this one picture though
Let me see.
that my cousin took.
Orb?
I'm so glad you're not a liar. You know when people say, "Oh yes, I've seen
My
spirits."
cousin,
know.
My cousin took this photo.
Oh, he's prepared. Wow.
Well, I got to find her.
I'm impressed.
My cousin took this photo of her newborn baby,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandfather had just passed, and he's in the corner of the picture. It's the
I'll
craziest.
check
thing.
it out.
Really?
Yeah.
I love iPhone weirdness.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
was
she
thinking of
always
an orb, but
posts it around Halloween. I think she posted again.
How long ago was this when it was
This was
taken?
like 5 years ago.
And he passed away when?
like 5 years ago. I
Right.
felt I was really strong with him. I felt really connected to him, and I actually spent sort of the last couple weeks with him, and I called him like as he was going, and it was a
wow.
pretty cool experience. He couldn't talk, but I sort of felt
Right.
felt the whole thing. I'm on the 1X network here, so I want to pull this picture up.
You don't have to be on a network to pull up a photo from your library.
Okay, here it is.
All right, Voxx.
So look in the upper left of that photo. Do you see it?
It's not good light here.
No, it's right here. I think.
Oh, you mean you said the left. This here's the right.
Oh, I meant.
The other left.
Is that weird or what?
This here?
That's my grandpa's face.
This right here.
Yeah, that's his eye and his nose. Is that wild?
Well, what's really weird, is the baby's looking right at it.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to
Yes.
see.
And that's for sure not Photoshopped.
It's
right?
not Photoshop.
Yeah.
She had this developed it right at, it's old
Well, that's
school.
very clearly,
Yeah.
a real human face. That's really clear, and he's smiling. And what kind of convinces me is the fact that the baby
baby's
is
looking at him.
the actual focus
Is
of the
on
baby's
spirit.
eyesight is like right on it. Here, check this out, Chris. Number two.
It's kind of hard to check it out.
The left side?
I mean,
right?
honestly,
Well, it's in the corner there.
that's a real photograph. I mean, the deal is it's not like a hazy reflection. That is a very clear-cut capture of somebody's face.
Oh, that right there.
Yeah.
in the corner. Yeah.
I mean,
God.
that is.
How wild is
You
that?
have to say that is
That
real.
is cray.
I got to tell you a
Creepy.
weird
Should we
story
sh-
about
can you
that
show
too.
The,
Yeah, here. Let me
Check
have
it out.
So I'm gonna put it right in front of.
I like
actually,
your
of
Charlie
mine.
Brown case there.
Right
It's the Charlie Brown.
there in the right corner, upper corner.
So yeah, my grandfather had passed
Wow.
on, and she took
That
the photo
is
of
crazy.
Well, I mean, that to me is like a straight up photograph. It's not even like paranormal. It's just like
That's
that's
just
somebody just like there. But what's weird about it, if you look at the angle, there's no neck.
Oh, that's true.
And from that placement, you should have been able to see a little bit of neck.
Yeah, and she doesn't even say that it's. I feel like that's my grandpa though. Like she says it's. Some
Well, you can tell
face.
it's an old.
It looks just like him from the side.
Well,
so,
I mean, hey, I believe it.
that's probably the most occult thing that's happened to me recently. Or it
That's-
didn't even
that's-
happen to me.
that's
It's
pretty
just-
good.
It's just,
I mean, it's very specific. It's not like hazy, fuzzy.
Yeah.
yeah.
The weirdest thing I have ever seen, I got called to do an exorcism on a house in Hollywood Hills. I'm surprised everybody didn't move out after that. But anyway, this girl was taking a selfie for her boyfriend. She always took a selfie like at 6 p.m. and he was going to come home at 7. So she takes a selfie but projects the camera into the mirror, and right
Oh my
behind
God.
her is this surfer dude who's just like screaming, like just like with mouth open, totally insane. And I'm like,
I think I would leave.
Yeah.
but I mean, it was really clear that it wasn't like real. Like your picture, Chris, that to me, that's a real
I
photograph.
thought that was just
like somebody
look-
there.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the person was not in the room when she took the photo. That's the cool thing.
Crazy.
I saw a weird one too on what was it, Daily Mail in the UK. Somebody's dead grandfather was kissing the baby inside the womb.
Oh
It
my
was like
God,
this
that's
sonogram
freaky.
kind of.
That's
Yeah.
freaky.
And it was
That's really
really
freaky.
clearly almost just the same thing. Looked really like an old guy kissing the fetus. That should be the
Wow.
name of a rock band, Kiss the Fetus.
Kiss
But
the
whatever.
That would be
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah. awesome.
Trent Reznor, are you listening?
There you.
Kissing the fetus.
Yeah. Next year
So
will be
anyway,
like
other than
winning
that,
the Grammy.
Other than that, I haven't. There was one haunted house, one haunted farmhouse I stayed in Pennsylvania. I feel like the dresser kept moving.
Right.
And I just stood about this still. Like,
It is really creepy when it
just
really starts
freaked me
happening.
out, and I never saw anything, so I couldn't verify what it was. But it was a farmhouse from like the
Maybe it's a
1780s,
rat.
like Civil War era, and I was in
Oh.
the old part of the house. So and it
That's
was-
cool.
Yeah,
There's a lot
but
of ghosts in Pennsylvania.
I didn't sleep that well. Yeah, it's like
I don't know what-
Gettysburg, right? All those battles.
I
at the-
really want to go there, even though I shouldn't. I'll probably just go nuts.
I want to.
Let's go.
I want to.
Let's go.
I want to do all these.
I'll get my
yeah.
friend to fly us over there in his little private plane and just go over there.
Is it a small plane? Because
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
want to
small
be,
plane.
JFK.
Go with
Kinda-
Go with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, no.
I hear he's
I
giving.
think not.
He's giving rides.
Yeah, get free
Free
flights.
Harrison Ford.
Pass.
Yeah, but I wonder if you go, that big battle of Gettysburg where like 100,000 guys died in one day. I wonder if you like spend the night in that field.
Oh,
I've interviewed a guy from that. Actually, he does tours for Gettysburg. He's a ghost hunter, and he said there's, countless people that constantly say they see ghosts and spirits constantly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, the blood really has some kind of effect, and it's all seeped into the ground. It's never going to go away.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I've studied the actual photographs and stuff, but
We're going camping in Gettysburg.
I know. No. I want that. Let's go.
I'll be in a hotel. You guys just tell me how it went.
Voxx, do you mind
No, I'd
giving
love to.
Chris
Of course.
a reading? So Chris said he's had readings before,
I sure
so
have.
he's open to them.
okay. And I don't know you, but I'm sure in the future I'll know who you are. But if I know something like for a fact, I won't pretend it's psychic. I'm like, oh
Okay.
yeah, I know that. What's your birthday, Chris?
It's March 26th,
And what year?
79.
Okay.
Just
Well,
a
let's check it out.
baby.
What do you want to know? And I said my prayers.
I don't know what I want to know. I want to know how this whole thing's going to go.
What the movie?
Yeah, the career, maybe.
Oh, the career?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a good
Well, here-
jumping off point for me, or should I
Let's check it out. Here,
should I go give
Tap
tours?
the
Should I go give
cards
tours and get
three, no,
Gettysburg?
tap them
That's
3
right.
times with your
Wait,
left
let
hand.
me do that
Yeah.
again.
Who's singing? What the hell?
I don't hear anything.
It's Kenny G's next to her.
Don't make me go all psychic on your ass. All right. Let's just check it out. Just the basic idea. Let's say of this latest project that you're doing. And who's Jeremy? And why does Jeremy come up? Out of like
Jeremy.
nowhere. So pay attention to that name. When it comes up, it should be really good luck for you. Here's the deal. I mean, you're not really interested in people telling you, cut, and where to go and where to stand. You should be writing and directing your own stuff. And not because I'm kissing your ass because you haven't paid me. It's really, really clear. You got the 8 of Discs, the Hierophant, Knight of Cups, Ace of Discs. So I have to say, that's very good luck for your career. And what's the writing? Did you start writing yet?
I've got a bunch of projects I've written. I've got some. I've directed a documentary, a short documentary that I'm now producing into a feature. I have a couple ideas on the back burner. I've been so busy with this. I have a horror comedy that I'm writing. I also have sort of a straight up, sort of LA-based fictionalized.
Well, don't tell everybody all your cool
story.
projects.
I've been
Writers Guild is listening. Those
I've
bastards.
been very vague, but yeah, I have those. They're kind of sitting in the back, and I've written a lot. I've written a bunch of web series, and I've written 2 previous feature films.
Well, the acting, I think you can make some good money at to fund your other projects. Really, you're not hearing anybody singing?
Yeah, we're hearing it.
Who is that?
That's
hearing a-
John next door.
Shut the hell up. All right, but no, I think you're really doing good. But the directing and producing and being in control,
Yeah, I like that.
that's where your real money and your real success comes. I mean, you'll do this. You're handsome. You can pull it off. And you have some fun.
You're saying
But-
I'm no good at acting?
No, I'm saying you're not interested in being told what to do by people that you are clearly superior to, according to the Hierophant.
Okay.
I mean, you do know, like, when people are directing you and you're going, oh, my God, what's
Yeah.
he doing? This
He's
isn't
like,
my good
look
side.
at his face. He's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
And the Aries, this is like the problem is you really do know better than the people who are bossing around. And you're like, I'm getting paid what? And I should have this guy's job. What? And you really try not to be judgmental, but I'm sorry, you're an Aries and you can't help it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So who's the baby girl that's hanging around? Who is that?
The baby girl?
Yeah, who's got the baby girl?
Like how old?
Anywhere from like 2 to 3 years old. Who is
There's
that?
been a lot of babies recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just had a cousin just had a baby. I got some good friends in Venice that have.
Yeah, it's
have a
really
baby.
nice, really positive. You might actually want to do a story about something really strange with a baby that's pretty young. People, maybe you have done something like that, but according to this, I hate to say this, but it's like you're seeing beyond the theorems and the hackneyed approaches and like, oh God, a scary baby, or like whatever. You're kind of seeing behind some of this stuff, and it's like kind of boring. So you're probably going to be coming up with something a lot more original.
Yeah, I'm a little outside the box. I will say all my ideas, you know, and even outside of film, I have some other ideas for business kind of stuff. So I just honestly like to have fun. I have no idea, young baby. I don't have one. I mean, I worked with a kid on the movie.
That's more likely because I don't see you having babies yourself right this moment, unless anyone else can fill me in.
Yeah, no.
You know, but unless
babyless.
I have miraculously conceived, like, you know, Mary or whatever. But
I'm pretty.
I don't think that's happened. But according to this, I mean, the Ace of Discs is really great money. Production and doing your own stuff is really where it's at. You could tell people a lot about what they should be doing, but they won't like that. And you're pretty professional and very, what's the word? You have a lot of etiquette. So you wouldn't tear anybody else's ideas down, but you probably should. I think this movie probably.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris is an asshole.
No.
I'm just kidding.
The deal is that
you're right. I like to take control.
Yeah.
I really like to have people think outside the box. I don't like boring. Like I like, I always find myself wanting to get into comedy, and then I watch these comedies, and I'm like,
it's not funny.
it's fucking not. Can I cuss on
No,
here?
Yeah,
well, you
you
just
can.
did. So
It's not
You're
funny.
right.
Is anybody ever like that? I like stuff that just hits you so hard that you are just like, what
I'm the
was
same way.
that? And that's what I want. If anything, I want to start getting away from this like idea that we have to make every comedy like tie up in a neat bow, you know, like they do, like that third act that always just kills me, you know. So there's some ideas right there, and
it's almost like, you know, God bless him, Leslie Nielsen is gone.
yeah,
Okay, physically. But if you did some kind, oh God, I should copyright, trademark, do a movie that basically sends up some of this stuff, like with that kind of Leslie Nielsen thing, could be actually very funny.
okay,
But not
was
in
hilarious.
that
was.
scary movie tradition, not like that.
yeah,
Something way more creepy and
sinister.
yeah.
Why are you looking at me when you say sinister?
Because
Because this is your show, Tim.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna
well,
do
yeah,
my own
ask some,
thing.
ask some more crazy
I
stuff.
can't figure out who Jeremy is.
You will.
I don't know a Jeremy. Maybe I'll meet
why?
one
your
soon.
brother's
It's
name?
not a black guy. Are you projecting on this reading?
No, not at all.
I didn't think
So
so.
have we done? Have
Let's
we?
do some fun stuff.
What's
Ask some
what's
crazy-
another topic? I was
Anything
kind
you want. Living, dead, man-made, mineral, vegetable, alien,
Vita Beach
dogs.
of.
It's crazy. You can ask historical anything that you want.
Yeah.
You might as well ask something that's going to benefit you, though.
Right.
You're fondling my
I do.
My
I don't know,
stars.
there's something about this. Why do I like this so much? Is there a
because
past?
there's no.
There's a lot of
It's
there's like some
it's
energy in
lots of
this.
prayers in that thing.
Where am I going to live?
Where the hell you want?
Because I've been back and forth between New York and LA, and I have my idea where I want to eventually live, but I'm going to
Well,
have to be very successful
I
to
don't
live.
like cold,
maybe
so it's
where-
LA for me.
Well, you're going to have more than one place to live, but it feels like you haven't made that total major decision yet. But ultimately, you're going to be where it's nice and clean and yet has contacts. And that makes me feel Colorado for some weird reason. Have no idea why. But you'll have an idea why. You'll go, Voxx, I'm in Colorado.
Really, Colorado? I don't think it's not in the. I really like the redwoods
Here's
up
the
in
weird part.
NorCal.
Well,
and
we're in serious trouble, California. There's going to be a mass exodus.
when's that going to happen?
It's starting right now.
So
I mean, this
Oh, Lord.
place, we're in serious trouble
It
with the
is.
water, with the floods, with the earthquakes. I know I'm not Nostradamus. Okay, right, Lady Nostradamus over here. But here's the thing, and I think you can appreciate this. What most people think psychic stuff is I'm going to blow your mind and tell you your grandmother's name, which you already know. And psychic reading the mind is a cool power. It's an ability, but it won't tell you where you're going. It'll only tell you where you're at. And most people are really like blown away by that. The weird, crazy stuff I tell people, that's the psychic stuff, because I'm not reading your mind, because you don't even know it yet.
yeah.
So it's like when I say Colorado, it makes me feel clean, still close to the music and film industry, yet in a relatively safe place. There's
Right.
NORAD.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a fake out. I don't know where that came
Should
from.
I get land with like running water and do my own thing off
Hell
the grid?
yeah.
Yeah, grow your own food.
Hell
Am
yeah.
I going to be an off the gridder? Because that's
Well,
I have sort of a business idea of
yeah,
surrounding
the
that.
Two of Wands, it's like a soldier kind of thing.
Okay, I definitely
know,
have that.
A militia.
And that's a different story.
Oh.
That's a different show. But it's like you're starting to get the vibe like most intelligent evolving people are getting. Like,
Yeah.
something's weird.
Something is a little off.
I'm not kidding.
I totally feel it every single. I mean, just media obsessed. People can't really think for themselves. We're just completely asleep at the wheel with all this technology and these gadgets, and everybody that a lot of people I know just sit in front of a TV. And,
they're getting spinal deformities
they
from the
believe
phone.
it all. But so I'm outside that camp for sure.
Two of Wands is like that thing that you keep hearing and you keep reading and go, really? I don't know. There's something weird. I mean, I'll have to say most people I've known from Kentucky or the Southeast are just naturally psychic.
Yeah.
It's just like because of the
You
land.
can feel it.
You know, do you know about any Indian blood that you might have?
Well, I did have a reading. I used to go to this woman who would read my karma, and she said that I was an Indian chief up north in Northern California, up near Eureka, and there was this one redwood that I had this real powerful connection to that I spent about an hour underneath and just was really just sunk in. And she said I was a chieftain of this.
Did she tell you what tribe?
I looked it up. I think it was Shumash, and they had those crazy hats. So I think I do have. But I'm from Kentucky, but I obviously might have had some.
You know,
Shumash
you probably do know.
But I feel really connected to that land up there.
Well, you should. I mean, it's like super powerful. I mean, I've got Cherokee Indian blood on my great grandfather's side, a pretty good amount. Now, for people who can't see, you're blue-eyed, relatively fair skin, light hair.
I look like sort of like a Viking or a German or I don't know what.
All right, you look like Ricky Nelson as a modern Viking.
Ricky Nelson is
Ricky
or
Nelson.
a
young Ricky Nelson,
young Kevin Costner. No,
no, your eyes are too
not
round.
as good looking, Chris. Sorry.
No,
you're better looking.
I didn't say that.
than Kevin.
I'm trying to think of the actor.
Ricky
I can't
Nelson,
think of it.
huh?
Ricky Nelson. From reruns on Nickelodeon. Check that out.
Okay.
But here's the deal. Ultimately, you're going to get that vibe. And you, as an Aries, do not like to be stuck behind traffic with 3,000 people trying to get off the same exit.
No.
What, were you talking about that?
About the traffic.
Yeah, it makes me really angry. It makes me just sort of. I've never had out of body anger, which I had the other day. Like just.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Out of body anger, and yeah, I mean, I think I'm here for a reason. And then as far as where I'm going to live, it's definitely going to have trees and water.
Well, that might be why I picked up Colorado. I mean, it's going to be really clean, and I hate to be the doom and gloomer about what's coming to California, but I've been talking about it for a long time. And now, you know, I predicted the tsunami in Japan literally like 72 hours before on my blog.
Really? Jeez.
Okay.
How about stock market crash?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna.
Is one of those coming soon? Just let me know when I need to get all my
Well,
money
it's
out.
usually between September 29th to October 29th. So yeah, we're due for one again. But the deal is, you know, my father and I, who also has that Indian blood, we predicted that September 28th in 2008, and we took all of my dad's money out of the out of Washington Mutual. 3 days before it became Chase, and we said, "Oh my God, the bottom's falling out." So, answer to your question is, I'm going to say something weird. There is no stock market. Think about that for one second.
Well, it's completely manipulated.
Completely.
So yeah, you're
This
right.
is the Charles Manson card. One time it's the Four of Cups. One time I sat down and I do these weird research things like, what is the most evil card in the entire deck? And you wouldn't think luxury would be the most evil card, but look at what people do for luxury.
I get it completely.
And this is like, I don't know. Did I stab anyone? Oh, whoops. My hand stabbed 269
Because
times.
it's a cult of personality that develops around these people that aren't really ready for it, and they're not pushing the right message, and they're materialistic. You know, so if ever I taste a good bit of success, it'll be used for totally different reasons. Like I'll spend my money in crazy,
I'm not going to say if.
in crazy ways, like you were saying, to evolve people's ideas of, say, for instance, what a hotel is, or what a vacation is, or how to get free again. You know, and I go to Burning Man every year. I don't know if you could tell.
No, I couldn't tell.
It's sort of my place. I go every year. It's my thing, and because I'm so free there.
Right.
And I come back. I try and hold on to the feeling as long as I can, because so many ideas are there. So many smart people are there. So many people who don't trust what's really going on. You know, stock market, the information or the misinformation. So yeah, I mean, I think there is a reason to be a little.
Well, I got about 10 friends out of the stock market. I said, it's not real. My father was like a zillionaire, just super genius guy. He used to play options. And when my dad decided to go back in and start playing, he goes, what the hell is going on? This is not real. Because all the stuff you used to do,
It's
it's like
just-
putting sitting on a bicycle, and it's like they're square wheels. And
Well, some guy came out. Yeah, some guy came out the other day and goes, he's the CEO of Delta, and I have some Boeing stock, and he said there is a bubble in wide body jets. Boeing went down $7 because one guy said there's a. It's just so manipulated, and everybody's like, panic, and then it's like everybody's throwing their papers up in
never
the air,
understood
and you're
it
just
either.
like, holy shit, just everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I never understood why people put so much.
I just tell people
into
get the hell
stock
out
market.
because now it's just not real. And again, like there was like I think 20 years ago or something, or maybe longer, was when
It was
this guy
real.
busted in and he put all this poison in this Anacin bottle. He tainted all these aspirins.
Mm-hmm.
After that was when they started doing the safety seal. He just opened stuff up.
Oh, I
and just put
remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember
so
that.
my dad bought a ton of stock.
Oh, really?
In Bear or whatever the hell it was.
Safety seal.
And boom, it went straight through the roof, So buy when everybody's like, oh, everything's down. But it's not even working like that anymore.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm sort of waiting for the right time. I don't have a whole lot, but I mean, I don't want to lose what I have.
Right.
Yeah, I would, and even though technically, I shouldn't do this, but I'm just going to tell you, Nine of Swords says stick to land and real estate.
That's about what I'm. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting into.
they
But
say
I
that
was
a lot.
I was maybe wanting to buy here in LA, but I don't think I'm gonna do that.
No,
no,
don't. I
it's
can't believe
eventually-
my sister's like a realtor with Sotheby's.
Plus, I
and
think the
all
bottom's gonna drop out of it. I
Again.
mean, I just have a sense
Again.
that like people are spending so much money on these things.
If
They
you're
make
gonna-
so much money,
What?
then when it finally crashes. I mean, look what happened in 2008. My
Yeah.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole bottom fell out.
It was crazy, but everybody, people I would never thought would go bankrupt or lose their homes, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like, wow.
Yeah. What I would say, as far as really interesting kind of things to invest in, would be apartment buildings or complexes, and like let them in for like artists and students,
Yeah.
cool stuff like that.
I have this whole sort of retreat center idea based around music.
Hello, that's what I just said.
Based around
My God.
music, essentially. I'm not going to go any further.
Yeah,
with that,
no,
but-
don't
Yeah,
don't
keep
tell
it-
our
keep it.
secrets. Although I will say,
So-
the way you're doing it, the way you're thinking about it, I really don't think anybody is going to scoop you on this one.
Yeah, I need some partners.
Yeah.
I need some people that are consciously awake and down to evolve.
Voxx, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
there you go. Here's my $5. Yeah,
Yeah, how much do I owe you for this? This is great.
And we have about 4 minutes
yeah,
left.
yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
just so you know.
ask some cool stuff, crazy stuff. We can sneak about people.
Is my brother going to be a famous painter?
What's his first name?
Andy Murray, born on the same day.
Exactly what? March 26th? What?
Yeah, March 26, 1979.
Man, your mom was like clockwork. Like, all right, honey, let's go. Whatever.
We're twins, so yeah.
Oops, see? No, that's the weird
That's
thing.
the
I'm
one
not
thing.
even thinking about that. I'm just
That is weird. You didn't even know we
completely-
were twins.
No. I'm just like, what's his birthday?
And
Let's
did we
figure it
share
out.
past lives together? You know
good.
anything about that?
Well, you can't prove this stuff. And I say, yeah, but it's almost like you would have been his dad.
I feel like that.
And I hate to say this too, but you're dragging him through these lives. He's almost like kind of not interested in what you think success is. No disrespect meant whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
He's freaking brilliant and he knows it,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not interested in proving it to anyone. It's like, good luck getting this guy's stuff to a gallery,
He is on his own wavelength. Yeah.
And it's not that tragic Van Gogh crap either.
He makes rad stuff. People just don't get it. They're not ready for the Murray
But that's
brothers.
the beauty of it. He
That's the
doesn't
funny thing.
care if
He
they're
just
ready.
doesn't give a shit, but he
No,
wants to.
I love
you
this
know,
guy.
he's-
Let's hook this
It's
up.
AndrewMurrayArt.com if you guys want to check it
Say it
out.
again?
Yeah, you should.
AndrewMurrayArt.com.
AndrewMurray.com.
AndrewMurrayArt.
Oh, art. Don't forget the art.
AndrewMurrayArt.com.
And is it MURRAY or what?
MURRAY? Yeah.
Okay, see, I am psychic. Woo!
Yeah, you are. It's awesome.
All right, but the deal is, people are worried about him because they think, oh God, I hope he's not one of those tragic freaks that's going to kill himself. No,
Yeah,
not
he's
going to
not.
happen.
I know that.
No.
He's coming here. He's
some-
coming here next week. And
Well, let's
he's-
check it out. Let's get together.
He's doing a residency program. He got into a really cool residency.
Oh,
and
that's great.
Well, as far as he's concerned, he's got the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun card. I mean, you really can't get better than that as an artist. And he may not look like he's got a certain kind of personality, like bubbly thing, like other people might have.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care.
This is cracking me up.
You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
So
making me cry. It's amazing.
no, seriously. I mean, he's a really cool guy. And what's darker about him?
I don't know.
Because he has a
holds
darker
on,
vibe.
He holds on to more pain, and I'm a lot lighter. And
Has he started writing poetry yet?
nope.
He should, man. I mean, he may not want to do it with the words because
But it comes out in his painting.
Yeah.
Like he sees the world through crags and color.
Now I'm going to say he's got more of an addictive quality than you do in a different kind of way. And what I mean by that, he's like, I don't know what his endorphins or his dopamine level, whatever, but he's high, like constantly.
Yeah, he gets high. He's high on painting. I mean, and
the fumes.
And I'm a little more like physical. I get high on like running and surfing.
Yeah, the other reason why I'm feeling like, twins, really? You guys are so different.
We are so different. People just, when they meet us, they're like, wow. Like,
I mean, I wasn't even feeling it. I mean, he hijacked your mom's womb or something like, I'm getting along with
Actually, everybody blames me for hijacking my mom's womb. But, like,
well, you dragged him with you. I
so
mean, there's
will
a lot
Will I have a family? Will I have kids? I don't have any right now.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You're so damn picky. Keep on being picky. Minor problem you're going to have with success, as you well know, every bitch in town is going to be riding on your coattails or whatever. Oh, my God, he's so cute. But the deal is right now, I mean, what's the number 34? Because I don't even count people's birthdays. What's 34 to you right now?
34.
Are you 34 or what?
No.
What's 34?
34.
How old are you right now?
36.
Okay. 34 is what's coming up. It's a number of Venus, and we're asking like the whole idea with getting married and all that stuff. I mean, no matter how old you are right now, after the age of 34, you're starting to get into the ballpark as far as other people think, but I think you're not as close to getting married.
I feel really young, and I mean, I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 3 years.
What's her birthday? She's gonna kill us.
The 2nd of
You
December.
Hope you better. I was gonna say,
2nd
you
of
better
December,
remember.
and what year?
78.
Okay, let's just check it out.
That's Sag, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the deal here is Sages are always really hot. They're really fun, all that kind of cool stuff. And so there's like a natural affinity and all that.
Yeah.
Did she lighten her hair yet?
No.
Okay, that's interesting because usually Sages will like go blonde or red or.
Can't imagine her as a blonde. She's a pretty.
She's got blonde energy. Let's put it that way.
She definitely has blonde energy.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's like not an insult whatsoever. She might think, yeah, we could get married, whatever. She's not necessarily chomping at the bit for it either.
She isn't.
Which is you like that.
Yeah.
But women, what can I say? We're evil. We have our little machinations in the back, whatever. But the deal is, do what you wish, do what you will, do what thou wilt. The whole blah 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 blah. I'm saying you're not marrying this woman, but in case you want to know, so you could if you want, and if you want to make sure you stay in the driver's seat, which that's my blessing to all my clients and friends. That is my job, is to keep you in the driver's seat like your psychic lawyer. And with that being said, God, I can't believe I'm saying this to you. Just wrap it in plastic. Do not, I repeat, do not get your lovely Sagittarian pregnant, because it'll be way too soon and you will really not like that. And then you will understand why I was predicting, like, what's this daughter thing going on?
Yeah.
Now, she's going to hate my guts, but that's okay.
She might hate your guts.
Yeah, that's all right.
She's going to hate me. That's the problem.
No, she's going to, no, it's okay. She's going to hate me. This, literally, I've gotten 3 death threats.
Wow.
Oh my God.
In like the last year, and the most recent were like within like 2 weeks of each other. I'm like, oh, I must really be good. People hate me, But I like your girlfriend. She's a really cool person.
She's awesome.
But please, just don't do that to yourself.
We're not ready to get. Yeah,
Just
we're not
don't.
ready for that step. Okay.
Just don't. And I'm just like kind of killing it here and saying you haven't met your wife yet.
Okay.
Damn, so I'm out of the running.
Yay.
I'm teasing.
All right. Well, we have to
that's a
actually
zinger to end on
close
right
it
there, huh?
down because we are out of time. And Voxx, you are amazing as always.
Thank you.
That was
I
awesome.
look like hell right now because
Oh,
I've been
please.
moving. I haven't
You're
slept
gorgeous,
in 2 days.
gorgeous.
Yeah, right.
You are. And Chris, thank you so much for being here. Oh, there goes the crowd again.
Oh my God.
And make sure everybody goes and watches the movie coming out the 23rd of October.
Comes out on Friday, October 23rd. Go see it in 3D. It'll scare your pants off you.
And we're
So bring someone you love.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Bring someone you love to hold on to.
And on the way out, we're going to go ahead and play the trailer so you guys can enjoy it. And when we come back, we have our next guest, Preston Dennett. He is a UFO expert and paranormal researcher, so it's going to be a good time.
And he has his pants on, I'm predicting.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks
as of now.
Thanks for the reading, and thanks for having me on. That
Of
was a lot
course.
fun.
All right, we'll talk to you a little bit. This is Truth Be Told. I'm Tony Sweet.
And I am not.
That's right.
I am
You're
Voxx.
listening to Truth Be Told on Universal Broadcasting. Thank you, guys. Be right back.